What is up, everyone? Today we are still doing the top 5 new brews for Wilds of Eldraine. We are on number 3, and today's main deck is Grixis Skitter Sack, so a sacrifice deck based in the Grixis colors. I also made one that is a red-black version. It's a little bit different, but they have similar thought process ideologies, so that's why I grouped them together. I know it's cheating a little bit, but I'm sure you'll be happy to have more decks. So yeah, let's get into it. So this one, Grixis Skitter Sack. It is based mainly around this card, Lord Skitter Sewer King. 3 mana for a 3/3 Rat Noble. When it enters the battlefield or another rat enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature card from an opponent's graveyard. And then at the beginning of combat on your turn, create a 1/1 black rat creature token with this creature can't block. So the main idea is that this guy is creating a rat token every combat phase. Every turn, every time on your combat phase, you get a free token that you can sack or do whatever you want with it. It also exiles something, which is nice to deal with graveyard shenanigans, but that's not the main point of the card. So then we just have a bunch of things that make use of this infinite token generator. We have Braids here, best friend of Lord Skitter. Basically, every turn you get to sacrifice something, artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker, and then the opponent gets the option to sacrifice the same thing, or else they lose 2 life and you draw a card. So basically you get to sack a free token and the opponent loses a real creature of theirs. And if they decide not to, then you start racking on the damage and drawing a bunch of resources. On top of that, we have Charming Scoundrel. This is a new card. It's a 2 mana for a 1/1 haste. Haste doesn't matter so much, but when it enters the battlefield, you choose one. Either draw and discard a card, or discard and then draw. Create a treasure, or create a Wicked Roll token attached to a creature you control. And so this deck really makes use of both the treasure part and the Wicked Roll part, as you'll see in a little bit. So besides creating the treasure and or getting your roll, this is a creature you can sacrifice to Braids or something else. We also have Eldraine Epicure, well-known one that creates a blood token, deals 1 damage, and is a 1/1 creature that you can sack. On top of that, we can sack the blood token to our Annihilating Glare here, or our Torch the Tower. And then the last 2 creatures, Spiteful Hexmage, 1 black for a 3/2, and it comes in with Curse Roll token on it, which is an aura enchantment. And also Redcap Gutter Dweller is a 2 red. It creates 2 rats when it enters the battlefield. And at the beginning of your upkeep, you can sacrifice a creature, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature, and then you get to look at the top card and you can play it for this turn. So, yeah, Redcap here is kind of a little bit of everything. It creates tokens, it's a sack outlet, it gets bigger the more you sack for its ability. So, yeah, it's a pretty good top end. I would like to have more if I could, but I just didn't have the space in the deck. But I definitely want to have one of, because it's such a nice card. It also works well with Lord Skitter because you're generating tokens here, it's sacking those tokens and getting you cards. So kind of very similar to Braids in that sense. Alright, so what makes this one Grixis? Why is it so special? Well, we've got Grafted Identity. This is just a really bomb of a card that used to see more play back when it first came out, but recently not so much. And it's kind of a 2-for-1 because you sacrifice a creature to cast this, and you steal the opponent's creature, and the opponent creature gets +1/+1, so it's even bigger than what you stole from them. And the opponent usually will have to kill their own creature to get rid of this Grafted Identity. Back when Invoke Despair was played a lot, this kind of fell off because of that, because like you were forced to sack this in a lot of cases. So yeah, made it a little bit worse, but now that that's gone, we can play this again. And since we have free creatures to sack from Lord Skitter, it makes it really nice for us to pretty easily uncurve Lord Skitter, next turn Grafted Identity, steal something, and basically we got it for free. On top of that, Charming Scoundrel, because it's a creature and a treasure token, will let us ramp directly into Grafted Identity on turn 4. So turn 2, play this. Turn 3, play Grafted Identity and steal the opponent's creature. And then the final synergy with Grafted Identity is Lord Skitter's Blessing, which is a 2-mana enchantment that says, at the beginning of your draw step, if you control an enchanted creature, you lose 1 life and you draw an additional card. So we can steal the opponent's creature. It's now enchanted because this is an enchantment aura, and we'll start to draw cards with our enchantment here. So that's kind of the really cool synergies we've got there. Skitter's Blessing also works with the Hex Mage, works with the Charming Scoundrel if we put the Wicked tokens on things. So we have quite a few ways to create these auras to get the Lord Skitter's Blessing. And then, you know, sometimes we want to get rid of these cursed roll tokens on our Hex Mage, so that's why we've got Johan's Stopgap, which has bargain, so we can play it for 2 mana if we bargain it, bounces a thing, draws us a card, so it gives us resources, slows the opponent down, gets rid of the things we don't care about, like the blood token, or this cursed roll token, or the treasure token from Scoundrel in some cases, or Lord Skitter's rat tokens. So that's really cool. Torch the Tower also can be bargained for any of those same things. And so, yeah, it just, the synergies are all there. They all work together really well. So I'm really excited about this one. It just seemed to fit together really, really well. So, and Braids was a really nice find that I almost forgot about, but it fits the deck so well. Okay, well, yeah, that's it. The lands are pretty good. I'm maybe a little bit greedy here, having the Murex and the Restless Spire. You might have to pick one, but the rest of the lands, no problem. You got your colors there. Mostly red, black, with a little splash of blue. Alright, so that's the Grixis one. Now let's take a look at the red-black sack one. This one is more about Oni Cult Anvil and artifacts. So we've got, of course, Eldraine Epicure, we've got Bloodhead Harvester, Oni Cult Anvil to, you know, generate infinite artifacts basically and ping the opponent. Charming Scoundrel, again, another really good pickup for this version of the deck because it's a creature which we can sack that also makes a treasure token, which is an artifact. And just by spending the treasure, we get the Oni Cult Anvil trigger, so we don't even have to sack it to it, we can just spend the treasure. So really cool there. Sir Ginger, also another really cool pickup in this deck because it says whenever another artifact you control is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on Sir Ginger and scry 1. They changed the rules a few sets back where a token getting sacrificed does go to the graveyard. So if a token gets sacrificed, it goes to the graveyard for 1 split second before disappearing. And so Sir Ginger is going to grow and scry and stuff like that for you. So could even see having 3 Sir Gingers, but it's legendary, so we're trying 2. In a pinch, you can also sack Sir Ginger to your anvil or something like that. And then the top end of this one is pretty similar. We got Braids, we got 1 Lord Skitter, we got Obnixilis, which is good to sacrifice our creatures like our Harried Spearguard, or Eldraine Epicure, the Charming Scoundrel's Body, we can sacrifice Obnixilis. The rat tokens from here we can sacrifice to Braids or Obnixilis, and we also have the 2 red cap Gutter Dwellers, same thing, sacrifice our creatures. So this one's a little bit more focused on sacrificing artifacts and creatures, and this one is a little bit more focused on sacrificing everything, I guess, kind of like bargain mechanic, sacrificing enchantments, artifacts, or tokens. Oh yeah, those are the 2 sacrifice-based decks that I came up with, and both of them seem really strong. I'm really excited for this Grixis one to try it out, because I had it one working in a few sets ago that was really good, so hopefully it can be good again. But I'm sure that this Oni Cult Anvil one will definitely be solid. I mean, Oni Cult Anvil's always been about tier 1.5, sometimes tier 1, sometimes tier 1.5. So it's definitely a solid build, and it got a lot of nice new cards in Charming Scoundrel and Sir Ginger. So no doubt this one's going to be good. Alright, yeah, that's it for the top 5 new brews number 3. You'll have 2 more coming up, and then the early access event on the 31st. So see you there. Till next time. See ya.